Hi everybody, this is Melinda Everett. Let me see, can you guys hear me? I want to make sure that you can. Let me move this here. I'm on Facebook Live this time. I'm not overly good with this. I like Zoom better, but we're going to see whether or not we can get this going. And I'm going to give a minute for people to come, and I know that I'm really running late, and I'm sorry about that. Let's see, I'm trying to get you up on my computer, and we will see if we can okay, who is on with me? Oh, I got a bunch of you on with me. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Okay, like I said, I'm not so good with Facebook Live. I prefer Zoom. But Zoom is not connecting me today. So I am very unhappy with Zoom. So I've got Karen, Terry. Hi, Terry. And I've got two other people. Ruby's on. Yay. And Tammy. Hi, everybody. Okay, I am going to attempt to do this. If you guys have any problems with what I'm doing, please just post. I am keeping an eye on it. There's a lot to do with this layout. I've kind of basically started it because otherwise we'd be here forever. Now, I promised you 2 ways. Okay, I tried doing it the Cricut way, and after spending hours, I decided you didn't really want to learn that way. It worked for me a little bit, but anyway, so another way, the way that you are probably going to want to do it is you're going to want to cut, and I did it on my Cricut. You could trace it if you wanted to, and I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hearts. Okay, I'm not going to use all of them because I only need pieces. This is the easiest way to do it. So the white one is going to be a pattern, and it's going to be the one that I'm going to cut these off of. This piece right here is the ballerina, and it will be my base. So wherever you see the ballerina, you're seeing this. You're not seeing an extra piece. So I've got the white, I've got the dark pixie, the raspberry. Let me see if I can get it to let go. Thistle, because I like purple. And then I've got the light pixie, because I wanted a little bit of a difference there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, and I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to give you an idea. What I did was I figured out where I wanted the center to be. It really doesn't matter where you put it as long as all of your lines go through the middle. So I put a dot there, and then all I did was I took and I went and I just, with the ruler, went down, made a line. And then I moved over a little bit. You do not measure. These are random, which I always like random. And once again, I did that, and I went all the way around just on the white. I did not have them stuck together like they are right now. That's all I did. Hi, Debbie. Okay, so I've got these all drawn, and then I take a clip and put them together, because what I prefer to do is cut them all at once. Well, what I got to do is cut them all at once. Otherwise, I won't have a pattern anymore. And so I found these clips, which are working really well. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, and you can use a bigger pair of scissors if you want. These will work. And I'm going to cut all the way up. And of course, you're not going to see any lines, so if you miss it a little bit, it isn't no big deal. They'll all be, the idea is that you're going to put it back together by colors. So you want them all to be cut the same so that they fit together like a puzzle piece. And then I'm going to go and, now one thing I will recommend is keep them, kind of set them aside and put them in order. And I don't mean don't separate all the colors. Just like, okay, this is the first one. It's on the left-hand side. I'm going to set it here. And then do the next one, I'm going to kind of reform the heart. Hi, Nanette. Hi, Barb. And so you're going to cut all of these. I'll tell you, doing all of this is still less time than it did for me to set up the Cricut. If anybody wants a Cricut file, it works really well, but I wouldn't do it again. It was just too much work. It didn't do what I thought it would do. I was very disappointed. And so you're going to go around and you're going to, let me see, it goes like that, and get them all together like that. And then what you do is you take your base here, and you're going to decide, like, let's see, this one I did the purple, I did the thistle. And so I'm going to grab my thistle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere it, and I used the liquid glue. So I'm just going to, yeah, this one's good. Just add a little bit of glue. It works better. Don't, my first thought was to cover this whole thing with adhesive, and that's not going to work because the parts where the ballerina are now going to be coated with adhesive. Hi, Mary Lynn. And so I'm going to do it like that. And you want it right up against that. Don't work on your white piece like I just did because you'll get adhesive on it. Like I just did. And then you're going to take your next piece. And I'm going to make it, let's say I'm going to make it the raspberry. Doesn't matter what you do. This is going to hang off a little bit. I'm just going to go back afterwards and cut it. And this is going to be adhered, and it's going to go like that. And I'm going to go all the way around. Like I said, I'm not going to go ahead and put it all together because I kind of have it. But this is how I just go all the way around, pick whatever pieces I wanted after I cut them out of here, and then put my heart together. So that's how I did the heart. Now I want to tell you how I did the You and Me. You and Me was cut with the Cricut, and I cut 3 pieces. And then I cut 3 pieces of the ampersand. So I've got, and I went ahead and did this last night. And the idea, you could do just one of these and pop it up, but it's not going to look the same as if you do it like this. So what you do is you take adhesive, the liquid adhesive like I had. I wouldn't do liquid glass because if it seeps out, it's going to have that glassy look, and only in some places, so that's not what you want to do. And I put adhesive on here, all over here. Not a whole lot of adhesive, just enough to glue it. Then I'm going to pick up this piece, and I'm going to, with the liquid, you got a little bit of time, depending on what kind you use. And then I'm going to line it up. If you don't get it perfectly lined up, don't worry about it, because your next one you can put right on top of it, and you can kind of hide that. And so then I'm going to do the same thing, put adhesive, liquid adhesive, and then I'm going to put it down on here. Anybody has any questions, just post it, and I can see it. Move my hands up. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. Okay, can you see better? Let me do that again. You're going to put adhesive right here on all the letters, and then you're going to put that right there on top, and you're going to line them up. You don't have to let them dry between layers. Going to put adhesive all over again. Thank you. Yeah, just let me know, guys. Sometimes I don't realize where the camera is. And I'm just going to do the same thing again. So that gives me this base. That's all adhered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put adhesive on the ampersand. I'm going to get these guys to let go of each other. This one's really insistent. Okay. And I'm going to adhere it here, and going to do the same thing again that I did with the other. Put it on there, put more adhesive on there, and put that there. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And what I ended up with is this, and you can look at it and see that it's not perfectly aligned, but it's going to do what I want it to do. So then I've got the you and me done, and then I'm going to go through, and in the example what they used was mink twine. Well, unfortunately, I've got mink twine. I don't have a needle big enough to put the mink twine in. So I pulled out the silver embossing thread, which I really like with that. It's going to give a little, but not a whole lot. And then I'm going to show you one of my tricks. This is dental floss, and it's waxed. And I don't know whether that makes a difference, but that's what I have. So what I do is I put it through the needle. I make a loop, put the loop through the needle. This is a rather big needle. And then I'm going to take, if you ever have to thread a needle and you have to use a larger twine, this is the way to do it. Now, it'll only go through so much. I mean, you're not going to get a gigantic one through. I wouldn't have tried the mink twine through here. It wouldn't have gone. So I'm just going to grab that and pull it through, and I've now threaded the needle, and I can use this again. That was something I learned a while ago. Super cool. So I'm going to get me off a healthy amount. And I have no intention of doing this whole thing right now, though I do like this layout, so I'm going to make it for myself. And I'm going to show you guys enough so you can do it. All of our cardstock is on sale right now, so now's a great time, and you can pick the colors you want so you don't have to get stuck with 24 of one color. So what you do is you take a paper piercer, and see, I'm using the back part of my Versamat because I want a mat that this will poke through. And I'm going to take, and wherever the colors meet, I'm going to poke a hole. And that is going to be where my needle goes through. I'm sure I don't have enough there to go through all this. So I'm going to go all the way around, get them all poked, and then poke a hole in the middle, which I've already done. And then I'm going to take my needle, and I'm going to start right here. See, you got to push a little bit, but not so much. There's no way I'd get that hole through there. And then I am going to leave a little bit in the back, and I'm going to take me some, I want to make sure you guys can see it. You can do these on cards too. Let me see. I'm going to move it up so you guys can see. I want to make sure you can see it. And I'm just going to put that Scotch tape right there. And that will hold it. So then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go through the middle. Now, this is really simple stitching. It's not the little stitches. This is nice big long stitches. And then I'm going to go around to the back again, and I'm going to go through that hole. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth. I'm not going to worry about how tight it is right now, because when I'm done with this, as you know, getting as much done as I can with this thread, see, like that. Gosh, it's going to be pretty. I'm liking these colors. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the next hole. Hey, Valerie. Okay, yeah, I'm barely going to make it through here. But no waste. You don't want to waste it. Just got to make sure it gets through, yeah. Okay, so it's gotten through. And this is where I pull it tight. Let me put that needle where I can find it. if ever you guys have any questions and this is over, you can either text me or you can post a comment and I'll come back and see it. This really doesn't matter where I put it, just as long as it's behind here. And I'm going to tape it again. And so you can do this on a card if you want. Looks like this one went off just a little bit. I'll tell you, this part isn't going to matter because there's going to be, these are going to symbolize pictures, and so there's going to be pictures there. But it pretty well goes along with the line. I should have watched that a little bit better when I put the tape behind it. So, got that part done. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I think you guys kind of... So the outside hole is in the white, yes, next to the colors. Do not try to go through all of that cardstock that you put on for that heart. It's just barely, good question, Terry, just barely outside where that hole is. Okay, and as you see, when I glued this whole heart on once I got all the colors on it, all the pieces, and I kind of made it a little bit cockeyed. That's how the pattern was, and I kind of liked it that way. So we're going to do that, and now I'm going to teach you how to fling ink. And there's a couple of different ways of doing it, and let me show you. I learned a new one the other day, which I was very excited about. Close to my heart showed us. You get a clean block. I'm not sure how clean mine is. Washed them the other day, but this one looks like it could be a little bit cleaner. I just don't want to change the color of my ink. So what I'm doing is, and I've already been busy with this one. This is raspberry. I'm going to use raspberry because I want a darker color. And I'm just going to smush it so that I'm picking up some ink on the lid. And then I'm going to take a water brush and I'm going to pick up some ink and I'm going to put it on my block. Now, I was taught originally to fling ink by getting ink on it and doing this. Now, when you do that, you're going to get ink on everything. This is a little more controlled. So if you're at a crop or somewhere, your friends won't mind sitting next to you because you won't be flinging ink on all their projects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water to it, which is actually probably going to dilute it just a little bit. And I'm hoping everybody can see this. I'm just going to fling ink. And what this does, see, I'm getting it mostly on, and I really don't care if I'm getting it on my heart. If it matters to me about my heart, then I need to do it before I put the heart on. So on this layout, there's a lot of white, and white is nice, but sometimes you want a little bit of interest, just something there. And so this allows you to do that. Look at that, isn't that cool? I love it. I just learned it the other day. I always did the flinging. And then I wanted to tell you too, that now what I'm going to do, let me clean out my water brush a little. I am going to take, I've got this stamp set. Now this actually, anybody that's interested in going to the album retreat, I can't say enough good stuff about it. You will get 20 of the most beautiful layouts you've ever seen. It'll be, usually it's 9 two-page layouts, a title page and an end. And I've seen them, I've posted them on the site. It is gorgeous. I can help you set it up as a party so you can get free product, so you'll get some back. But this was a stamp set that I got at the November album retreat. And what they did was they made up the layouts and then they made up the stamp set, a special stamp set. And we will have a special stamp set for this coming one as well. And look at this. I mean, they don't really necessarily go together, but actually, and this is for sale. It's E1053, can't get enough, and it is for sale. When we got back, I asked him, I said, couldn't you put this up for sale? Because I think this is really a nice stamp set. It's got celebrate, music, movies, books, you are awesome, details, celebrate every day currently, restaurants, so happy, remember this, there's no place like, and then there's home, love this life, stars. I mean, just there's so much here. But what we're going to do is, hey Judy, we're going to put some splotches on here as well. And I know when I first started doing this, I was a little skeptical about adding all this stuff to my layout, but it really does look good. So I'm going to take the lighter color and I'm going to flip it back. Now that I'm done flinging, I'm going to flip my Versamat back because I'm going to stamp. Now, I was playing around with some of these, so I'm not going to rub them all on my arm because some of them have been used. First thing I'm going to use is this blotch. The nice thing about blotches is that if you don't get a perfect stamp, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to add just a blotch right there, just a little interest. See, that's not a perfect stamp, but it doesn't matter because it's a blotch, and blotches aren't perfect. Gonna do another one kind of down here. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. You can do whatever you want. And then we've got this here too. It's another blotch. Now I have not seasoned this one. I've not used this stamp set. So I'm going to take it and rub it on my arm. If you do this too much and you have bad skin like me, got old skin, it'll turn pink. But anyway, okay, so this is going to give me not just blotches, it's going to give me spots. Who'd have guessed we'd be excited over spots? And so I can just kind of put this anywhere I want. It's not so much that it's going to draw your eye to it, but it actually kind of relieves the white a little bit so that it's not such a big deal. And then, I got some little splotches here, and I already seasoned this one. So I'm gonna just kind of, now if you want to do this for like a boys, you could do it all in blues. I would do the blotches in the lightest. If you don't have a lighter color, you could take, like I could take the raspberry or the pixie, and I could stamp on a plain piece of paper. Hey Gail. And then I would stamp on here and I'd get the lighter. I really wouldn't want to put super dark on here. I just really wouldn't. Now, I was guessing as to what size hearts. I'm not real happy with mine, so I'm not going to glue them down. I may, though. I think I may go back over to Cricut and recut these. They're just a little bigger than I wanted, and so I'm not going to put them down, but I'm going to show you what I'd be doing. So after I got all the threads down, I would adhere this one down flat. This is a 3x4 photo. This is a 3x3, and I have foam tape on it so that it would pop up a little bit and get it like that. I kind of like the way that's placed. And then I would put the you and me. And then the next thing I was going to tell you, now I don't have any journaling because I don't have any pictures right yet for this, but what I do is if I want to journal and I don't want to write out in my handwriting, I want to get more words on there, I will take my white cardstock and I will cut it into 8.5 by 11 and put it in my printer. And I will print off the sentences that I want. And then after I do that, I cut the pieces of paper so that I have my journaling. This is cut at 3/8 of an inch, and I didn't measure, so I don't know what size it is. But that's kind of what I got, and I can cut it down, and then I would take, these are probably a little bit too long. But anyway, these would be journaling, and I would have them down here. And probably do one sentence at a time, and on each one, maybe move this back a little bit, give it some more room. I don't know why that heart's that way. That's the way they've got it. May decide to do it like that. and just kind of mess around with it and get it the way I want. So let's say I do it like this. And now, there's a lot of technique in this layout. Yeah, you could do the typewriter, Judy, same thing. Yeah, if anybody has a typewriter. Are we aging ourselves? Okay, I've got pearls here, and pearls would be really pretty on this layout. And so what I want to do is I want to combine the colors with the white pearls because I like them both. And so you can take an alcohol marker and you can make it any color you want. It's going to come out a little bit lighter than what you're coloring with than what it would on paper. But like with this one here is actually the dark red. And so I'm just gonna, and I always do it on the carrier sheet. Don't do it on your artwork because if you miss, you are really not gonna be very happy. And it dries pretty fast. See, I missed there. Wouldn't that be awful on my artwork? All that work, and I now have a red circle on her that I can't get rid of. So I'm gonna do that and then let it dry. Now, I tried with the pink. I'm not a real fan of this hot pink. It's pretty hot. But let me show you what I can do, because the one above it started out this color too, and I was playing around with it. It was like, I don't know, I don't think I can do that. But the good part about this will work on sparkles, it'll work on dots, it'll work on anything like that. And so you can get the colors you need. You don't have to go out looking for the colors. Now I think I took the light red. This is a dark red blend. The other is the bright pink blend. And I just started blending it to get some of that pink, because I don't have that pink in my artwork. Okay, I think I might do a little more. It will never turn into the red that the other one was because it's got the pink with it. But it tones down that. See, I really like that color. That one's pretty. So I've got those. I can do it on the little ones. And what I would do on this layout is I would combine them. Just put a few here and a few there. So like where this is, and I'm committing myself. Okay, this is how I do it. Now, hopefully I'm not going to fling it across the room, which is what I did. Okay, got to pick that up. And let's say I'm going to, I don't know that I like it there. Let me see. How about if, put it down here. And then, it's just easier to do that. Okay, and put that there. I think it'd be kind of cute to have a little white one on maybe each of those, and then how about, did that one a while ago. I think it'll show well enough. You always do things in odd numbers. So like with this one here, it's like 1, 2, and this is a 3. And then I can go up here. Okay, and so that's kind of, and I might play around with it a little bit more, but I've kind of combined the different colors with the, and I'm still not sure I like that pink. Might want to add a little bit more red to it. Can I push that up a little? I'm not sure. Let me see. How's that? So I kind of have the, and then what I could do with these hearts, if I decide I like this size, I don't know, that's awful big. But I could take on the back of here, I could put a little bit of my liquid glass and just put that there and leave it alone for a couple of minutes, and it will hold it, and it will kind of keep its shape as well. Okay, good. Yeah, the markers, because they're alcohol markers, they're going to color sparkles, they're going to color pearls, they're going to color the enamel dots. Like we showed yesterday, they're going to color, if I make dots of liquid glass and let it harden, it's going to color those as well. And, and let me show you. You know, I'm trying to decide if I want to do this or not. I'd like I would really like my spatters to be a little bit darker. So this is probably going to make a mess. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it a little bit. They're just awful light. I'd like them just a few little bit darker. This is a raspberry shimmer brush. And this is why you make sure that you don't, the other way with the block is better, but I can't do it. So I'm getting, just a little. What I do is I squeeze it so it gets just a little bit juicy. And I'm going to do it down here. No, I do not use the alcohol markers on my stamps or blocks. I use them just on the embellishments. And what I used for to splatter before was just dye ink, which is water-based. Good question, Karen. And it was water in my water brush. So I'm gonna, okay, I'm not getting enough out. This is what I do. I just squeeze it a little bit. I gotta be careful because it's sitting on top of that. And then the cool thing about this is it's gonna have some splatters. But see, look how far it went. They went all the way up there. This is definitely something you do before you put your heart down. And then you gotta be okay with it going all over the place. But the sparkle, it has a little bit of a sheen to it. You can see it down here really well. The whole idea with splattering is that it's supposed to be messy. So ultimately what this is gonna look like, and I'm okay with it being up there. Just gonna have this down here so we're all good. What I might do is go back and add some more splatters right here, just a little bit, or maybe even what I can do is take my block. There's always room for another embellishment, huh? So I may do that just to add a little bit to it to make it look like I'm meant to do that, even though I didn't. And so I got that there. So this is basically going to look, let me show you what I have in mind. It's going to be like that. It's going to have the silver going all the way through. It's going to have this like that. And then, like I said, I may go and change my hearts. Ooh, I like that better. Might do something like that. So, what do you guys think? You like this? It would make a really special layout. It'd be a good title page. If you wanted something framed, it would look good for that. I really like it. I may cut these, go back and cut these a little bit smaller. I'm not liking that so much, and of course I'll go back through and finish sewing the embellishments. So I taught you guys a whole bunch of stuff. I hope you like it, and I hope you learned something. You can take any shape and you can piece it the same way I did. I'm going to end up with a whole lot of extra pieces, but that's okay. It's worth it in order to get this. So I hope. Oh, and I'm going to tell you, we're going to do this weekend, instead of a card challenge or a layout artwork challenge, we're going to do bingo. So I'm going to post the bingo card. I think I'll post it tomorrow because there's a lot of work on it. And then we're going to collect bingos all weekend long. And you can make as much artwork as you want, or just put everything on one. But however many bingos you call, you're going to go into the random drawing, and I'll probably pick a few people this time because if I get better participation, then I will pick more people. So how does this look, everybody? I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. I enjoyed showing it to you. I do have a project that I want to do that I'm going to set up a classroom for, a virtual classroom. And I'm also working on my April card class. So anybody that wants to participate, once I get the cards made, I will tell you how much it costs, and you can send me the money, and then you'll be invited. I will send you all the stuff to make the cards. I will do the stamping, and it's going to be things that you have at your house that you can use. And so anyway, then you can participate. So I will let you all know once I get the cards made, and how much it's going to be, and you can let me know whether you want to participate or not, and we'll do it in a couple weeks. That way everybody has time to get their supplies sent to them. So you all have a good day, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.